Hmm.
Now, what happens while we're in this position? Just like in normal mode, you move slower than usual. You cannot leave the circle without getting an incredibly spicy dot that needs a lot of healer attention or you'll die. 4 players are going to be targeted with giant spread AoEs. 2 players are going to get these enumeration 2-person stack markers, and the other 2 players have nothing. To deal with this, we have a set of intercardinals, in this case AC, that all of the big AoEs are going to move towards. Everybody else heads towards BD to deal with the partner stacks. As you can see, there's room for the partners to be who have the people who have the partner stacks to be able to stack with the person who has nothing. Before this goes off, the boss is going to cast Secret Breeze and target cones at each of the cardinals. Adjust out of these initial cones. After the first hit, that's about the same time the partner stacks and the big AoEs go off, immediately afterwards, spread out. You're about to get targeted with protein weave attacks. These are cones that target every single player. You just need to make sure you're not stacked too near to anyone when these hit. After the protein waves hit, the circles disappear and you're free to move again. There's another Void Arrow 4 raid wide to heal through. And then the boss is going to start casting Curling Ire. This is the phase transition and will signify the start of its ultimate attack. Heal and mitigate, and don't be inside the hitbox as there's a knockback that'll interrupt any casts. After she changes form with raid-wide damage, she jumps up in the air, immediately heal the party to full, and mitigate, as when she lands back down, it hurts. As she lands back down, the stage transitions so that now the outside of the arena, which was previously gated off so you couldn't go off if you wanted to, instead has a sort of poisonous area that will cause a spicy dot on you if you stand in it. Don't go to the outside of the arena. Immediately after landing and getting healed up, you want to roughly spread to your clock positions. All tanks and healers are going to get these tethers. You're going to see these a lot throughout this phase. Whenever the tether happens, the boss dashes towards a player and immediately tries to hit a line AoE at them. As soon as you get dashed towards, move, and you dodge the AoE. If you don't move, you get a Volten stack. She'll dash to each of the tanks and healers one at a time until all the tethers are dealt with. Afterwards, have your 2 tanks stack north and everybody else just go not north. There's going to be a weird spirally AoE to dodge, and the tanks are going to get targeted with a double tank buster. Have them tank it together while everybody else is roughly spread. Now, we're about to get a lot of AoEs, but there's a secret to this. Every single AoE can be dodged by moving middle. While there's currently a red void AoE that you can't go into middle for, that disappears in just a second, and as soon as it does, that's your cue to all stack middle. Wait for the AoEs to go off, and while waiting, you're going to get these symbols appear above your head. When these disappear, they spawn a ginormous puddle AoE under every single player. By baiting these all to the middle, we're going to allow ourselves to spread to our clock positions at the edge to dodge this. Stay tight. You're going to see a red void AoE appear underneath you. Don't immediately move. Wait for the puddles to appear, and then pop sprint and run towards your clock position. As everyone is targeted with a spread AoE, and this allows us to all be spread out nicely. After the spread AoEs go off, the boss is going to be casting a short out followed by an in AoE, and all tanks and healers get a 2-person stack. Just have your tanks and healers rotate clockwise so they've got a partner to stack with, and dodge the AoEs one at a time. When you've dealt with that whole combo, go back to your clock positions as there's more tethers, this time on each of the DPS. Your trick is that you want to make sure that everybody's spread out so there's minimal movement and you don't have to worry about getting your casts interrupted. Once every single DPS has dodged their AoE, stack north. The boss starts hitting the ground with a huge number of raid wides. This requires significant healing and mitigation to survive. At the end of all of the raid wides, the boss is going to start to tether players for more dashes, and puddles are going to appear, 4 puddles in total. To deal with all this in a non-messy manner, we start north, and we do 1 clockwise loop around the boss. As soon as the puddles appear, rotate clockwise. Dashes are going to happen, but you'll naturally dodge those line AoE dashes just by dodging the puddles. Don't forget to dodge the last dash at the very end, which will be after the puddles. Once all this has happened, a blue knockback circle appears middle. Both tanks get a flare, and one of the healers gets a stack marker. Have the entire party stay right where they are, stacked up, and have your tanks wiggle around the boss. Stay near to the middle, as we can all ride the knockback away to spread the flares and the stack further away to minimize the damage. Healers beware, this hurts. There's going to be more tethers, this time targeting random players, but at this point in time, you deal with it exactly the same as way. If you spread into your clock positions, this is no different, so I won't show it again. Instead, following this, you get teasing tangles. For the second teasing tangles, once again dodge the AoEs, and then prepare to get tethered to another one of those hair cones. This time, there's a pattern. It's always tanks and healers with a DPS. To deal with the following mechanic, I recommend whenever this happens, have your tanks and healers try to wiggle to the left, facing inwards, and your DPS wiggle to the right. There's going to be a lot of weird AoEs to dodge, and there's not really much advice other than dodge. You get slow-moving arrow circles. They do have a pattern to them. They are slowly rotating counterclockwise in their pathways, so you can watch them and try to guess in advance where they'll be. You're also going to be dodging that same out and then in. But the key thing to deal with is these 4 enumeration or 2-person stack circles. These will always spawn in opposite circles, and so if we've spread the way we have with tanks healers going left and DPS going right, you should naturally have a partner in an opposite circle that you can stack with. Watch out, because AoEs are still going to be going on while this is all happening. If everything's gone to plan, the boss is going to let out another huge set of raid wides for you to heal and shield through. And then finally, the boss is going to start to transition, shield up for 1 more raid wide as it turns back into its first form. Now, the next mechanic is the final real new one in the fight, entanglement. You're going to get PlayStation symbols above your head. X's, squares, circles, and triangles. We need to have these players go near to each other. They're about to be tethered together, and we want to do this in an orderly fashion. So, simple solution, match colors. If you have the blue symbol, go to the blue waymark. Red symbol, red waymark. Yellow symbol, okay, there is no yellow symbol. Squint your eyes and pretend the triangles aren't green, they're yellow, and that's where yellow go. I recommend doing these stacks on intercardinals, but grouped together like this for ease. Next up, you're going to get a green circle spawning around you and your partner, and now you and your partner are in sort of a 3-legged race. You can't get far away from each other, and you're moving slow just like when you were tethered to the hair pyramids earlier. Immediately do, just like with the hair pyramids, tank healer left, DPS right. The boss will cast Secret Breeze and target all cardinals, wiggle out of this initial AoE, and remember there's always a protean wave afterwards, so as soon as the first hit goes off, spread back in the direction that we said before. As soon as that goes, the green circles will fade. Immediately do sort of a three-legged race. You can't get left, DPS right. The boss clear. Immediately do, just like with the hair pyramids, tank healer left, DPS right. The boss will cast Secret Breeze and target all cardinals, wiggle out of this initial AoE, and remember there's always a protean wave afterwards, so as soon as the first hit goes off, spread back in the direction that we said before. As soon as that goes, the green circles will fade, and the boss is going to just do another Savage Barbary. This could be any combination of either the donut or the line AoE, so deal with it just as we mentioned before. And then a hair raid. Again, any combo of the cleave and the donut, or the spreads and the stacks. Look at the boss's telegraph and look at the symbols that appear upon you. In this case, I'm going to show you what would be if it was the cleave followed by the spreads. When you survived all of this, there's another Void Arrow 4 raid wide to heal through. And another Void Arrow 3 tank buster, just like before, mitigate and swap. After all this, you get another cast of Entanglement. The PlayStation symbols reappear, and just like before, match colors. This time, when you're tethered together, you're going to get a set of 4 of those 2-person stacks. Now, there's 2 possible ways that these could show up. The easier path is if you happen to get these 2-person stacks opposite each other. If so, healers go left, DPS go right, and the mechanic basically solves itself. Don't worry about overlapping your green circles. That's not a problem. It doesn't do anything. It's just you have to stay within your green circle with your partner. The slightly trickier looking one is when you have all of your enumerations or your 2-person stacks on the same side. As long as you've had your healers go left and your DPS go right, this can be resolved just by smushing towards the groups that don't have circles. You're naturally going to be almost overlapped with your circles and in pairs of 2. As long as you're positioned like this, you'll resolve the mechanic and you're good to go. The boss does another Savage Barbary, and just like in Phase 1, they'll use the exact opposite of what they used previously. And when they follow it up with a hair raid, this will also feature the opposite mechanics that you saw in this phase. Afterwards, there's another Void Arrow 4 raid wide, and once more, the boss is going to transition. This time, there's no ultimate attack with the Curling Iron, but there's still the raid wide, and you still need to not be middle to avoid the interrupt. Stage transitions, and once again, immediately go into spread positions as we get more of those tethers with the dashes. I'm going to skip those because we've seen them enough. Afterwards, have your entire group stacked north for the huge sets of those raid wides. And we're once again going to do a clockwise circle to deal with puddles. This time there's no dashes, but instead, as you're doing the clockwise circle, you're going to see those symbols signifying you're going to drop big puddles shortly. After you've dealt with all of your stacks, there's 4 total. Bait the 4th one, and then all stack middle. Wait for your puddles to appear, pop sprint, and run to your clock positions, as once again you have spread AoEs. Be careful, this time there are dashes during the spread AoEs, so you will need to wiggle away when it's your turn to avoid getting clipped by that and taking an untimely Vuln stack that might kill you with the spread AoE damage. Now, everything that happens after this is kind of a mess visually, and I don't really have much advice other than dodge, so I'm just going to show you all of the things that will hit, but not in this particular order. You're going to get those slow-moving arrow AoEs. You dodge those exactly the same as you did previously, and you're not slowed down this time, so it's easier. You get the same out followed by in. You're going to get spread AoEs. You're going to get random AoEs that just target the ground in places you can't stand, and you're going to get the blue knockback circle at one point in time. Deal with this all exactly the same way as before, with my only advice being roughly stay near your spread positions and dodge. 2 things to look out for that make life easier. When you see the wind green circles start to appear, I recommend immediately get your tanks together and the rest of the party together. There's no more spreads, and instead the rest of the mechanics are better solved by having the tanks in one location like south and everyone else in one location like north. That's because the tanks are going to deal with another double tank buster, and having them together makes this easier. And a little while after that, you're going to get the flares and stack combo. This can be devastating if your group is all spread out, trying to get together amongst all the AoEs that are still happening. So if you pre-position like this, as soon as you see the wind arrows, you're good to go. Afterwards, the boss is going to transition back into its original phase. There's a raid-wide hit, and everything from this point onwards is old mechanics. You've seen it all before, so deal with them exactly as I've described previously. Finally, when enough of the mechanics have passed, the boss will cast Maelstrom. This serves as the boss's Enrage. If you've not killed the boss before the cast finishes, your party will wipe. And that's it. That's everything to know for this new trial. Let me know if you've got any questions, tips, suggestions, or any better ways to deal with any of these mechanics. As this is all day one stuff, please let me know in the comment section if I've made any goofs or if there's a much simpler way of dealing with any of the mechanics. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.
Cool.
Was from September 1st, 1939 to September 2nd, 1945.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I know.
Hey guys, welcome to Second Eggs. And by the way, thank you for all the support on the Patreon lately. It's been awesome. So my big issue with politics is the fact that every bit of news comes from somewhere. And I believe everybody has their own personal biases. And I think it's exhausting trying to figure out what news sources are telling the truth and what's not, because I don't think I've ever gotten a straight answer on how any event has ever gone down in history.
Yeah.
And so at a certain point, I need to know from your perspective, what is the point of ever getting educated in politics if it's just somebody's opinion?
Well, it's always getting close to 100%. It's never getting to 100%, right?
Yeah.
So like, you're never really going to know exactly what happened. Even people that are eyewitnesses at different crime scenes give different testimonies.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that people are going to have different viewpoints of it, but you can never really know exactly what happened.
Yeah. And I think that to me, because my dad was like, hey, buddy, you know, you're getting 30. You really got to get read up on your politics. You got to vote. And I'm like,
have you ever voted before?
Never.
Never. Wait, really?
Yeah, never once.
I've never voted either.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
actually, I voted when I was 18.
Yeah, because another one of my opinions, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
Is I just don't think the president does anything.
Okay.
I don't think they have maybe they do. I don't think they have the power to do anything. To me, I think the president is like Mickey Mouse. They're like a figurehead.
They're like a mascot?
Yeah, a mascot for Congress that makes the real decisions, but it gives something tangible for the community to be angry at and direct their anger at. That way, every 4 years, we can say, oh yeah, America's going to change. It'll be different in the next 4 years, but then it's always the same.
Yeah, I think that usually happens to an extent. And you've got all three of the, there's like always going to be a counterbalance. There has to be, right?
Yeah.
Because like imagine if the president wasn't just a figurehead and he was able to make all the decisions immediately. That would be really bad, right? I mean, like that'd be awful.
Super bad.
Yeah, it would be crazy if that should happen. But yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, that's just it's very complicated.
Okay.
But I think the more that you try to invest yourself into it, it's like I think people feel like they have to keep up with certain issues and keep up with different world events. And it's like, oh, I have to know about this. You really don't. And there's a lot of people that have millions of other things to worry about. Just worry about things that affect you and don't worry about the, other bullshit,
Yeah, I was just chilling at my new house. It's under construction.
Yeah.
And a pretty sensitive topic was brought up in the world today.
Yeah.
And I've never seen two people go at it harder.
Yeah.
In person ever.
Well, people love to get mad about shit that doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is. Like and this is one thing that happens on social media all the time now is like recreational enragement where it's like people go, and I'm serious.
Yeah, you
that's
would know
what
about
it is.
that.
Yeah,
You'd know about
people
that.
do that for you. And so basically people go on social media and it's like entertainment for them to get mad. It's like they want to follow somebody and they keep up with them and they're like making accounts to get around blocks to like message them and like, I fucking hate you. And it's like, I wonder if they ever think to themselves, am I a fucking idiot?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
They never think that. I'm sure you've seen Twitter.
Yeah.
When I trended for 3 days, you trended for 4 or 5.
Oh, I'm on Twitter all the time. Every week there's something new that I say or do. And sometimes it's things I didn't even say, but that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, I had that happen too, where there was a character in a video
Robin
game.
in Honkai, right?
Robin from Honkai Star Rail. And
yeah, you know about this?
Yeah,
wait,
dude.
you know?
Oh, good.
Just leave them alone, man. Just leave the lesbians alone. They get so little, man. Just leave them alone.
I'm not going after lesbians. It's never about the lesbians. It's about forced headcanon shippers. It's so cringe.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Whenever you said that she couldn't sing because her throat hurt from sucking so much dick, that was the funniest fucking thing to me I've ever seen.
Did you see it get animated?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it got animated.
Oh my god.
It's dope. Also,
Well, this is the. I mean,
my
yes,
God.
it's a bit mean, right? But it's all fucking video games.
Dude,
It's just a game.
it's probably like fucking 15-year-olds that are like, girls exploring their
Welcome
sexuality.
to the
like,
real world.
I want this girl to be lesbian like me, and then Tech Tom 30-year-old man's like, no, she's not. She sucks dick.
Okay.
Yes,
Fucking asshole.
exactly.
Leave him alone.
so
It's a reality check. They need it.
Here's my huge
He's doing
problem.
them a favor. He's helping them.
I'm gonna give them therapy whether they want it or not. Okay, here's the big issue.
I don't know if I'd call it therapy.
Well, they're gonna get
shock
better.
therapy.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring them to Jesus.
That's homophobic. Shock therapy is homophobic.
Not always. They do it for other
Usually,
things
though.
too.
Like
they do
what?
it if you're crazy.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
they do it all
for
kinds of things.
schizophrenic people too.
Yeah.
They try to lock me up, bro. They try to shock me.
Really?
Yep. No, I'm never doing that, bro. I'm fine. I'm normal.
I can't believe they used to do that shit. They did it to my uncle
Really?
Yeah,
God.
For what?
being gay.
Did it work?
No, he's married to a man.
Oh, fuck.
So I think, right? I just think that Twitter hates straight people. Let me explain why.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I say that I want to fuck Robin.
Yeah.
Who, in their head,
Right.
in their mind,
Yeah.
nowhere in game is this confirmed that she's a lesbian. Okay.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Let's take a step back
Yep.
and think about every single character in Genshin Impact, as
Yep.
far as I know, and every single character in Honkai Star Rail.
Yep.
Not a single one of them is in a relationship. And do you know why?
Because
You know why.
I know why.
Because they want the person who's playing the game to be able to imagine being in a relationship with them. And if they're in a relationship in the game, they are cucking themselves.
So here's the counterpoint that people are going to bring up.
Okay.
Well, in Honkai Impact 3rd, Bronya and Zila are shown to be in a manga where they kiss.
You mean that game that's dead that nobody plays?
Yep. And
Yeah.
here's the best thing: the scene where they kiss, they censored it out,
Right.
and they took it out of the fucking manga.
Naturally.
Yep. So here's the reason why it's holy fuck, bro. Leave me the fuck alone. Sorry, Dad's calling me. So I say that I want to fuck a lesbian.
Yeah.
In their mind.
Which by the way, it's not a lesbian.
It's an anime character.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, a cartoon.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Literally 3 weeks prior, you've done 2.2 Honkai Star Rail.
I have now.
You've seen Adventure In.
I have.
Bro is gay as fuck.
No, he's not. He's just a Redditor.
Right? Yeah. But
he is. He's a Redditor.
Wow,
he's literally
with these headcanons.
Yes, he's trying to debunk religion in the story. Yeah, I mean, he's a fucking Redditor. Yeah. It's obvious.
So in the story, it's like, oh yeah, he's so flamboyant, he's so extra. And so on Twitter,
he's not gay.
Oh, no, I know that, but in Twitter's mind, he's
just obnoxious. Like he's a Redditor, man.
But their headcanon was that he's gay.
Yeah.
Everybody said Adventurine's gay, Adventurine's gay. Okay? Another VTuber, huge VTuber, simps over this character, says, oh, I want to fuck him so bad, I want his cock in my mouth. Right? And the voice actors themselves get into a call and like just start going voracious, like full on feral over this character.
Yeah.
Nobody bats an eye.
Right.
They say, yes, queen, fuck that gay man.
Uh-huh.
But when I do it, it's a problem.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like there's a lot more people that think Robin is a lesbian than Aventurine is gay.
There's no way.
No, I think that's true.
Dude, so many people think that
nobody really cares about any of the male characters. Let's be honest.
Okay, that's a bold assumption.
Yeah, nobody really gives a shit.
But on Twitter, they do.
They pretend to.
You can look up Adventuring Gay on Twitter right now. I guarantee you'd get thousands of results.
Yeah, and if you look up Robin Lesbian, you'd get millions.
All I'm saying is, it's cool when they do it. When I do it, it's a problem.
Yeah, right.
And that's been the issue for 3.5 years of Genshin Impact.
So the funny thing is that there's like, and this is like, I don't know how many circles of gacha hell this is.
Yeah.
But there are
this is the
like,
fourth.
Yeah, maybe. This is the, this is basically whenever you cross the lake of fire and you go into the inner sanctum of Satan. And there are different gacha Reddits, subreddits, for each different character where they talk about the character.
Yep.
And obviously, you know, every new character gets one. Robin got one, which is the new Honkai Star Rail character. And the moderators of the subreddit made a public service announcement that Tectone was permanently and formally banned from the subreddit. That's right.
Oh, man.
You did that.
She ain't gonna show up either. Because I'm gonna be fucking her. She's not even gonna show up to her own. She's not showing up to her own Reddit, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, no,
I bet she won't be there either because she's not real.
True. It's actually funny. I have a buddy in a hospital.
Yeah.
Right, and they're getting their stomach worked on. They're in a lot of pain, but they're good now. But they said, and how I was able to stay happy every day, was by reading these dumb fucks come after you on the internet. So thank you for the entertainment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How is that from like y'all seeing that shit?
I hate when you type all those goddamn emojis. I'm like, it's so fucking annoying.
That's the point. I do that intentionally. I literally ask my chat, what's the most irritating emoji to put in? Because that's what they do.
It's the nails one.
The nails is crazy. Yeah. Or the guy who's like, and there's like fire coming out of his mouth.
Toes version of the nails one? You should do that one instead.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, the toes one.
Oh man, they hate it. But yeah, it's been a really fun week for me. How was y'all's week? Anything cool happen?
Oh fuck! What did I do this week? I played this Crab Souls game.
Yeah.
I went in on it. This game is so good. Holy shit!
I didn't think it'd be that good. It looked kind of like I was watching people play it, and I was like, eh.
So the story of the game is that you get to a city, and I'm gonna spoil a little bit, but it doesn't ruin the whole story if you play it. Then there's like they're all looking forward to Trash Day because Trash Day is the day that their captain gives them new orders to find treasure. And the Trash Day, the captain is actually Captain Crunch on a destroyed box of cereal that they then try to piece together the different pieces of the destroyed cereal box to find the treasure map that's on the back of a children's cereal box. And it's like a 1-for-1 with like real life cargo cults that are like uncontacted tribes from like different areas in Africa and like in Indonesia and, you know, like Indo-Asia. And like these places are completely uncontacted by any sort. I sound like a crazy person.
No, you don't.
No.
You sound great.
Okay.
Keep
All right.
going.
I'm going to keep going.
Yeah.
And so basically, these different cargo cults are people that like they see an airplane or like the airplane drops things down and it completely alters and changes the entire culture of like that place. And there are even different tribes that are agreed upon, like like with anthropology, like they are not to be contacted because usually they kill people, and so they're cannibals.
Yeah.
And
Is this in the game or out of the game?
This is out of the game.
This
Okay.
is this is
so
real.
this is real
Okay.
life, right? And so
Yeah.
the crazy fucking thing is that they actually one-for-one this with the crab game. And it was the most brilliant fucking thing I'd ever seen. It was so good.
Okay, so
I was
That
amazed.
sounds good. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was so good.
I'm playing Stellar Blade and Cyberpunk
How
right
far
now.
did you get with Stellar Blade?
I'm like 2 hours in, then I got.
Okay, so
I
you
had to-
didn't. You basically have. You're not really playing Stellar Blade.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm owning it though.
Isn't that good? Because I played the demo and I thought it was like okay.
It's really good. And it's really fucking hot. So I love it. But I
But,
want
like
to ask.
the story.
The story's all right. Yeah.
Okay.
You
Should
don't
I
even
drop it for
know-
crab game?
You don't even know that.
The story?
Yeah, you've been playing the game for 2 hours.
Yeah, for those 2 hours, I've enjoyed it.
Okay, so are you gonna play Stellar Blade?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so
I don't care about spoilers though.
I'm not going to ruin 2 games today. I'll just ruin one. It's actually a very good game. And so you said that the gameplay was like kind of like it was it was probably like kind of laggy whenever you played it, right?
Stellar Blade?
Yeah.
I don't think I experienced that.
Okay. Well, there's a bit of input delay, right?
For
And
me,
this
it was
like
smooth as fuck.
Yeah.
well, when?
Like for the 2 hours I played, it was perfect.
Yes, obviously because they fixed it.
Oh,
And
okay,
so
great.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? And so
Okay.
they improved it from the beta. The game is, in my opinion, a 7 out of 10 story, but the gameplay I think is actually it's better than Eliza P.
Yes, I picked that up
Yeah.
immediately because the parry on Liza P feels fucking terrible. But for Stellar Blade, I feel like it feels fantastic.
The animations are better in Stellar Blade too.
Yeah, and like the blink mechanic, like I love how they have the blue dash forward, purple dash back, yellow. I think it's like jump or some bullshit.
You
Maybe
can't
it depends.
parry.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can't parry, dude. It feels really good. I feel like everything is very fair for what I've done so far. But yeah, and the collectibles are good, and the exploration's good.
Uh-huh.
It just feels good. Super underrated.
Yeah, you go around collecting soda cans, actually.
Yeah, and her ass is insane.
Why aren't
It's-
you farming the Stellar Blade haters instead of the Honkai
Oh,
lesbian people?
I don't know. Priorities.
I was just I monopolized that.
Oh yeah, he
Oh.
handled it.
Yeah, I did that myself.
I was like, I feel like that'd be so much easier.
Yeah. No, it was good. I mean, it is what it is. Plus the Stellar Blade controversy, I don't know, was it really that big? Was it huge?
It's it's not as big as like, for example, the Helldivers controversy or
Yeah.
like the Robin controversy was pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and people are downplaying that quite a bit.
What?
They say, "Oh yeah, well the Robin controversy, nobody's it doesn't it looks like it's big, but it's really not. It's just the vocal minority, but it's like when your vocal minority is that loud,
Yeah.
like that's kind of a problem."
Well, I don't know. I mean, you can have crazy people everywhere. You know, it's not that big of a deal. I don't worry
Always
about it.
crazy people.
Sure, I'm
Yeah,
just saying
there's a
people
lot of
underplay it and say it's not a reflection of
Yeah.
the community. Yes, it fucking is.
Uh-huh.
How would that not be a reflection of the community? But can you put that into words? How like if it's fucking globally trending for fucking 5 days, like how is that not?
Yeah,
a huge
I
segment?
think that
Well,
is the
well-
community because there were similar things in League, like with Diana and Leona or like Graves.
Yeah,
Like people would get upset about that, be like, these characters are obviously good. People would be like, no, they're fucking not. But like it never became like that.
yeah,
You can
Those
assume
characters are gay.
you can assume that the stupidest thing that the community could be is probably what it is.
exactly.
With any game, that's probably what's going to happen. And
Yeah.
like, think of the worst possible outcome. That's what it's going to be
Yeah, it's just
every single time.
the Hoyo community has been so fucking cope for so long, and it's a shame because it's
But to be fair, though, they are a vast minority. They're less than 10% of the player base. Same with Stellar Blade.
For sure.
Same with Helldivers or anything like
for
that.
sure,
It's always a very small minority of people that are extremely vocal.
for sure. But the section that represents the community
Yeah,
is like that,
they sure are.
and it's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Sure, I know the majority of players who play the games are just like, they don't even go online.
Uh-huh.
But like, why would we talk about them? Because they're not on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can only talk about the things that represent that are represented in front of you. But yeah, there's something else I want to talk about Stellar Blade. Yeah, apparently they had the N-word on the wall.
No, they didn't.
Okay, what was that about?
So basically, obviously, Stellar Blade was made by a Korean studio, and they used like kind of pre-made graffiti words. They
Yeah.
probably just took like a lot of, and so it said like crime or hard or
The hard R shop.
Yeah, right. And so
Yep.
they put these graffiti things all over the entire game.
Yeah.
And it was just pretty much applied randomly. And yeah, there it is,
That
right?
looks
And-
insane, Asmund.
Well, yeah, but not really though,
Yeah,
right?
that's just an unfortunate placement.
And so basically what happened is like the R shop there, that's clearly a rest shop and you can go and sell things there and it's not really a big deal. This is, I think, in the city. And so people obviously saw that and they're like, oh, this is kind of unfortunate. And so they just changed it. It really wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. Last week, did we talk about the world, why the world doesn't believe that beautiful women exist?
What?
Yeah, I think we probably did.
I don't think people ever like say that though.
Well, the problem is that here's my big issue with the SJW snowflake culture on Twitter. Where when a woman is sexualized, people lose their fucking mind. But when people like Kratos exist, nobody gives a fuck.
I don't feel like that's the same though. Because Kratos is like a very unrealistic guy, right? Like he's like a big guy, super muscular, shirtless.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not on this, because like there's also girls that are like very unrealistic, like big titties, like I don't know, like Bayonetta, for example.
How is Bayonetta unrealistic?
I mean, Kratos, there's people that look like Kratos too.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not like an average thing that you would see every day, right?
Sure.
Yeah. But what people don't like for women is like when a game will make it so their titties are like doing this shit and stuff. Like there's not really an equivalent like that for guys, you know? Like it's not like I think it's like some people are like, hey, this is like weird, but most people aren't like gonna like boycott games over it.
Okay,
you know?
so
I think it's great.
So,
I mean,
okay,
I don't care, but I get why for some people it's like that kind of weird.
Some people don't. I think this is the way that the morality works. Just so you understand, and like I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, but I think that the reason why it happens is because people are okay with sexualization that goes for men and women, but people don't like sexualization for just women. Now, for me, I think that's great, but obviously, that's, I think, what the difference is and the distinction is in their minds.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if you like think about the demographic, because like for like most guys and then even like some girls to that, it's like, okay, it's like not real. It's a character. It's like artistic in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's like titties flapping, it's like, you know, meant to like be visually attractive and like that's it. But then for some people, they see that and they're like, I don't like that. That's like a representation of like what I am, and people are just like viewing it in like a gross way. Like, especially for people that aren't gamers, I think just to them it's kind of confusing because they don't really get it, you know?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? It's the fact that people that aren't gamers come into the gamer space, they try to tell them what they can and they can't like, and then they get mad whenever people get mad at them.
Like, I've seen chicks with massive fucking titties. Like, if they were to fight the same way.
I don't think people don't like girls with big boobs, though.
But I was saying, like, when you say, like, they're flopping around, they would do that. The titties would flop around.
I saw the Cinder clip.
They don't be moving like in some of those games.
Yeah, you saw Cinder's boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a VTuber called Cinder. Super sweet, super nice. And they were saying that her, you know, boobs on her model were unrealistic. So she recorded the video of
her
herself.
real boobs?
Well, no, she was on the stage of somewhere, and she like walked across the stage, and obviously they were bouncing a lot, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, real anime physics!"
Yeah,
yeah, people loved it.
It's good, man. I'm just saying, like, I think the only reason, because first of all, apparently it's okay for dudes to walk around in just underwear all the time, and apparently that's not sexualizing. I don't get how people will come to that conclusion. But I think the only reason why, because women's vaginas aren't sexualized in video games. You'll see like an outline. Holy fuck.
Well, you don't see dicks sexualized either, to be fair.
Exactly, 100%. And I think that's just because they quite literally cannot do that.
They can't do it, yeah.
Yeah.
So like, to me, if you were to put it one by one, I feel like a dude being shirtless is the same as a woman having big old boobs bounced around in the bra.
I think it's about the same thing. And
yeah, I think it's about the same.
I think if anybody is getting mad about it, they just need to shut the fuck up.
I agree.
Or just don't play the game, right? Like, that's the way that I look at it. Like, there's games and like shows that I think are weird and I just don't watch them. That's it. Problem
I mean, there
solved.
is more like, there's more details to it, because I genuinely think like the average person, like Twitter isn't a good representation of, but the average person is like pretty reasonable, right?
Sure, absolutely.
And I think like part of it with like the girls like being uncomfortable with like how other girls are portrayed in games is because like of how women treat men and how men treat women that they find attractive. Like, first, like a girl probably isn't gonna be like jacking off to a dude they find hot, right?
I feel like they would.
So,
I think women are more horny than men.
based on what?
Based on the women that I know.
Well,
I think that there's obviously going to be girls that like, they think that these guys are attractive. I
Yeah.
feel like that's common sense, of course, right? And so as long as it's not done in a way that's like weird, I don't really see it being a problem. And even if it is, it's like, I don't see the problem. If you're a dude and you want to make a game with girls in bikinis for other dudes, that seems fine to me,
Absolutely.
right? And
Yeah.
it's like, if people don't want to play that, then that's the way it is. It's like with a lot of hot tub streams, I bet if you looked at the gender demographics there, it's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, I found out the other day because I did a porn podcast.
Oh, God.
I'm about to say something real fucking weird.
Great.
Okay, but we're just going to bring it out there. Okay. You know, women can come like multiple times, like in succession,
Yeah.
like 6, 8 times.
I don't know, 6 or 8.
Yeah. That shit's fucking wild to me.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yep. I thought twice, sure.
Yeah.
Fucking 8? That's ridiculous.
That's a lot of times.
That's
So
what
is
I'm
this
saying.
going to be like a regular thing for you? Like a regular podcast that you do on a regular basis?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Really? You don't
Yeah,
think
I
so?
just started one for fun every now and then when I
Okay.
want to talk about weird shit.
Yeah.
I'm just going to not call it the Gotcha podcast. I'm going to call it the Uncultured podcast.
Okay.
That way people kind of know what they're signing up for.
Okay.
And then
That
for
makes
steak
sense.
eggs, it's just a catch-all.
Right. Yeah, it's both of them.
Yeah, how uncomfortable can I make Aspen and
Yeah.
Emmy with what I bring up on this week's episode?
Well, what did you do this week, Emmy?
what did I do this week?
Yeah.
What the fuck did I do this week?
Jesus.
I recorded something with Miz for his podcast. We did the Baby No Money
I
shoot.
saw that.
How was
Uh,
that?
You saw that? You were there.
I meant the Miz thing.
Oh,
How was the
I
baby no
didn't
money
see
saw
day?
that. How'd you see that?
Because Miz posted the thing of his video. He posted the podcast. He announced it today.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know he posted it. Anyway, I started Yakuza, so that's gonna be my life for a year. But yeah, the Baby No Money shoot was fun. Why didn't you go?
Okay, so I was invited. Full disclosure, I was invited
Big
by
surprise.
by Baby No Money and Miz in advance. I just fucking forgot, and then I saw everybody over there, and I'm like, "What the fuck are they doing?" Because the way that I'll read you the message that I got, because I got a message from Baby No Money,
Yeah.
and the terminology that he used was so vague. I guess I kind of didn't understand it at first, and then when I got message from Miz saying, "Bro, what the fuck? Why aren't you here?" I was like, "To what?" And then I realized that this little get together he had, I have too many fucking DMs of people trying to tell me to kill myself. I don't feel like fucking finding it. But regardless, I was in the middle of the stream, just completely fucking forgot.
Uh-huh.
And it was good. It was the day where Robin shit just started blowing the fuck up. It probably wouldn't have been a good idea for me to be there anyways.
Why?
Well, because just in case any of that creeps in, don't really want to kill the vibes.
Uh-huh.
You
Any
know?
what creeps in?
Well, any of the
Oh, the Robin stuff.
yeah, this
Oh.
guy hates gay people because he wants headcanon shippers to shut the fuck up. So I don't really want to put that on anybody else. So
Well, it was a really good time. Like, I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed it. Did you like it?
I don't believe
Yeah,
you.
I thought it was
Yeah.
fun.
You looked so uncomfortable.
no,
it was
but they
ridiculous.
literally told him, they're like, okay, so the producer gave all of us kind of like roles for like how we were
Oh,
supposed
is that
to
what
like
happened?
kind of. Well, so Baby No Money was supposed to be like the prince who's like partying, you know.
Yeah.
Then Asmon's supposed to be like his disappointed father. That's like,
This realm
Oh,
is
you
going
know.
to shit.
yeah.
Oh, your editor did you dirty then, man.
Yeah.
He put out a clip of Aspen looking so uncomfortable the whole
Yeah,
time.
no, after we finished recording, I was like, man, I probably looked so fucking awkward and like weird. And then I
Yeah.
saw your editor's clip and I saw me dancing next to you,
You
and
look
looking,
completely
and I
normal.
was like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is, yeah, if I'm in an IRL thing, you don't have to worry about being awkward because I will always be worse.
Oh, fuck, it's so
I mean, you
true,
were just
man.
doing your job.
I
right?
did, and I'll be honest, a lot of people were talking about it, and I was like, hey, maybe I did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think the video comes out in July.
that's what he said. I'm not sure if it will or not.
How
I
good
mean,
was the
yeah.
song?
It was good.
It's
I liked
catchy,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it was catchy.
Do you like the new song more than Edamame?
I don't know. I'd have to listen to it
Mm.
again and like just kind of. It was like whenever you listen to something on like a speaker,
Yeah.
it's not really the same as listening to it on headphones.
Yeah. The new song's more repetitive, I'd say, but it's
Mhm.
definitely like a party dance song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Who performed the worst?
who performed the worst?
Yeah.
Well,
Like with-
Soda didn't come at all, but he had
Yeah.
stuff with his
How
dog.
about you?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You and Soda didn't show up.
But
And
I
Soda
was,
had an excuse. You didn't even have a real excuse.
I think I forgot is a perfect excuse.
Yeah. For sure.
You know,
I mean, shit.
I was told I can come if I want. I didn't know it was like a mandatory thing. If it was
No,
a,
no, it wasn't mandatory, but
Yeah.
I mean, even Asmund went.
That is shocking. Why
Even
did you go? Just for fun?
I like the guy. I think I like Baby No Money.
Oh,
It's
I like the
cool.
guy too.
Yeah.
It just seemed like a very casual thing. Like the way it was presented was like very like,
I mean, it was, but
yeah.
we all went. It
Okay,
was
I just-
fun.
Yeah, yeah.
just
I
feel
thought
bad.
it'd be fine. It was nice.
Yeah, you missed it. Did you watch like the VOD or like of the behind the scenes or anything?
No.
So okay, what all happened? Oh,
The
Seer and
wizard.
Peach got fake married
Oh
for the video
yeah,
in the chapel at Sherwood Forest.
Did they?
they did.
Did they kiss?
Yeah.
Yes.
How long?
I don't know, like 5 seconds.
Jesus, bro.
It's pretty serious. Huh?
Or
Yeah.
like had sex on camera at that point. That's insane.
Might as well.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it went really well. I enjoyed it, and also like they basically didn't make me do anything. All I had to do is just sit there and look at people, and it's like, wow, you're doing a great job. And so yeah, it was really easy for me. I didn't have to do a fucking thing.
There were like 20 or 30 actors too. Just
Yeah.
all dressed in like Renaissance medieval fantasy
Well,
clothes.
the thing is, I don't even think a lot of them were actors. I think there were people that were just there at the forest at the Renaissance Fair.
Really?
Just like residuals that are just like, hey, you mind if I come in here?
Yeah.
It's just like these random people because yeah, remember we were talking to them and they were like, yeah, I live here or something like that.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that just live in the forest down there.
Yeah.
They have
That's
like
so weird.
campers and shit, and like you drive up through this dirt road. They have like this little settlement, and they've got like
They do.
chickens and shit back there.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They'd be raising chickens.
I didn't
and
see the
stuff.
chickens. I wish I had seen them.
They had what are they called? Guinea hens. Those like little small chickens.
Oh, those
Oh, the
little
guinea
stupid
fowls?
things.
The what?
Guinea fowls?
Giddy files?
Guinea fowls.
Giddy fowls.
Yeah.
Fowl is a term of
Yeah, I believe that's
all
their legal
birds.
name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So speaking of things involving legal names, so if you've been on the internet, you've seen it. The Kendrick versus Drake shit.
I've
Yeah.
seen it.
All right. So I want to ask you guys a question because I thought of a solution to this.
Yeah.
So Kendrick says Drake's a pedophile.
Right?
Mhm.
How do you disprove that? Emmy, I thought of the solution.
I don't know. I've never been accused of being a pedophile before.
Okay, well, think about it. If you were in Drake's shoes, how would you prove that you weren't one?
I don't know because people say that because he does be hanging out with teenagers.
True.
He
True.
does.
There was that one picture. I don't know if
Yeah.
he does it a lot. I have no idea.
There's at least twice it's happened, which is, it's like
Two
kinda
more
weird to
times
happen
than
I mean,
twice, but-
look,
should.
here's the thing. Drake is way more and infinitely more successful than Kendrick Lamar. And I think he always will be because Drake has put out so many big hits. He's been doing it for like 15 years. But I have listened to Kendrick Lamar way more.
Yeah.
And I like Kendrick Lamar way more.
What was your
I
first
do.
song?
What?
What was your first Kendrick song?
I listened Good Kid, Mad City, the entire album.
Yeah.
And so I downloaded it and then I listened to it whenever I was at the IRS. And then whenever I was playing Mists of Pandaria, killing people for bloody coins in Timeless Isle, I would listen to the entire album every day.
That's insane.
So good.
My first one was King Kunta.
Okay.
That's a fucking banger.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that Drake makes songs for everybody on earth.
He does.
Whereas Kendrick makes songs for the boys.
Yeah.
Right.
he
And if you're
does.
one of the boys,
Yeah.
then you either get Kendrick or you don't get Kendrick.
Yeah.
I much prefer Kendrick's music as well. But I think that's the same thing with the rap battles. So what if I think Drake needs to do a challenge
Okay.
to prove that he's not a pedophile.
Wow. What could it possibly be?
Bro,
What
you
could it,
gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, what could he possibly be thinking to?
Yep.
you know what the challenge would be?
Don't fuck a kid.
I thought it'd be watch anime.
How much does he enjoy this?
Yeah. How much do you enjoy anime?
Yeah.
So there's this one guy on Twitter and he
Yeah.
goes and he says anime is for pedos.
Yeah.
And then there was a community note saying that he's getting demonetized because he's obviously engagement farming and he's just a fucking idiot. And
Yeah.
then so he follows up with another tweet. He says, I'm not engagement farming. I'm actually just a fucking idiot. And then he's got a link to a podcast where he's trying to get this lady from Russia to agree with him that anime is for pedos. And she's like, not really. And he's like, yeah, but you know, it kind of is. She's like, yeah, but. He's like, yeah, but look at this. She's like, maybe there's some people. He's like, yeah, like all of them.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, what a crazy topic. Also, if Drake were to play League of Legends, he'd be a top laner for sure. The amount of jokes that have come out from Drake being accused as a pedophile is fucking insane.
I don't know.
People have been talking about that for years, kind of.
Yeah.
With like Millie Bobby Brown and then that one other girl.
I got no fucking idea.
There was some girl that, I mean, you can, I hope I don't get anything wrong with this because this is like one of those things where like if you're wrong, it's like
you probably
so
will.
bad.
You probably will.
No, but I saw like but I might get like the numbers wrong. It's this girl that he, had met her when she was 15 or 16. Then for her birthday when she turned 18, he bought out an entire restaurant to eat with just her on her birthday, her 18th birthday.
Wait, Drake did?
Yeah.
Okay.
What the fuck?
And there's photos of them together when she was 15 or 16.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's really fucking weird.
Yeah, I wonder why he did that.
Yeah. But what if he's just a great guy?
Yeah, what if that's like his niece?
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? All I'm saying is Kendrick
just
really
eating dinner alone with your niece on her 18th birthday.
Yeah.
Kendrick really wants the world to know that he really doesn't fucking like this guy.
Yeah.
He hates the idea of Drake. He's gonna kill Drake. He's gonna find who got reincarnated as Drake's next person. He's gonna kill his ass again. Yeah. I love how much the internet is celebrating hate culture right now because Kendrick fucking hates his ass with rightful reason to, allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Didn't he also say he has like a secret daughter or something?
He did.
Yeah. Something about that.
Maybe that's the girl he took out on her 18th birthday.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
I could make a really good joke about that, but I won't.
Yeah, I'm holding back a lot of jokes right now, too.
Just who cares?
Well, the internet.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you mean about the joke?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, she's 11, so I feel like it would be a little bit inappropriate.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's good because I see a lot of myself in Kendrick.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because I really love hating people.
Uh-huh.
It's what motivates me.
Yeah.
And I have like 4 or 5 people that I hate so fucking much it makes me get up every day.
Wait, who? I know one.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably know.
I don't know the other ones.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure people watching know.
People can probably figure it out.
But yeah, it makes me feel good. And people say this person's living in your head rent free. Absolutely. I have a nice little spot. Everybody who I fucking hate.
There have been a number of days whenever something happened that made me so mad. I was laying in bed. I was like, I don't know if I want to stream today.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, like, what's the point of being alive? And then I read some shit. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I've got to make a video about this right now.
Absolutely,
and I'm getting up. I'm on my stream. Like, guys, have you guys seen this? Look at this asshole.
Hate is a powerful motivator that more people should utilize.
Yeah, it is.
And the problem is that I think the internet thinks, oh, this guy got angry first, which means he lost. No, it doesn't, man. Being angry, there's nothing wrong with being angry. As long as you control it.
Right.
The moment it controls you, that's when you fucking lose.
I mean, yeah, of course. That's why I try never to get mad at people. I really do. I feel like very rarely do I actually get mad.
Trying to think. I've seen you get angry at video game bosses.
That's right.
And your keyboard and ice cream sandwiches.
I've never yelled.
Ice cream sandwiches?
Yeah.
Well, I ate it.
No, you
Why
took
were
it
you
and
mad?
you smeared it on your face and then you ate it.
Oh, no, that was not an ice cream sandwich. That was only a cookie sandwich.
With ice cream in it.
No, it was cream.
It was like a oatmeal cream
So
pie?
what I did is I told everybody, I said, if we kill this boss on Mythic, I will take this and I will pull it apart and I will smash it on my face. And I did.
Oh, okay.
And we killed it, by the way. It was great.
Yeah, no, that's
that was normal.
sane.
That's completely normal. It was putting on a show.
Oh man, it doesn't even pop up, bro. I can't even find the clip.
The funny thing is I remember in like 2018 or like 2020, people used to always be nostalgic. Man, remember whenever Asmund used to really try to have fun and put cookie on his face?
Yeah.
And then like now they're like, man, remember back then he was so much better? It's like, God damn. Like I have a lot of people like, I mean, do you have people that are like that with you for like League? They're like, oh, I remember whenever you used to just play League and
Yep.
really?
Yeah, they're like, the old streams were so much better. I'm like, no, they fucking
Yeah.
weren't. Whatever, bro.
Yeah, I don't get anybody like that at all.
Really?
Yeah. There's
I
like,
get that all
I
the
guess
time.
because you just haven't changed after all these years.
no, I think it's because I've
Yeah.
progressively become better. That's what I think.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. I
And
look back at my
so
old
you're
shit and I
saying
want
we've gotten worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, here's the
in a
thing.
way.
I look at myself like a snake, you know, and a snake sheds its skin. And that's the way I look at it. Is like you want to shed your skin and evolve over the time. And that's why I kind of change and do things differently. And, you know, you look at my streams from 2 years ago, it's different than the way they are now. And like, if I look at my streams 2 years from now and the ones that I'm doing right now, hopefully they'll be different than that.
It's crazy you use the word snake.
Yeah,
Why'd you pick snake?
because snakes shed their skin.
There's no other figure like iguana?
Well, I mean, so there are other animals. Like, for example, a better example really would probably be like a bug, because like bugs shed, like, or spiders even sometimes do this because, you know, as they become more of an adult. So it would be like it's getting older.
Yeah.
But I assume that you wouldn't understand that because of like the World War II thing. And so I just figured snake would be easier to understand.
I have this theory that every overly successful
You're
person...
trying to talk shit, huh? You trying to undercover talk shit.
No, what I'm saying is that I have this theory about everybody who's overly successful
Yeah.
is a lizard person,
Okay.
like Mark Zuckerberg.
Right.
And they're all controlled in the same organization.
Yeah.
They're trying to enslave the human race.
Yeah. In the middle of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know all about that.
Okay. How do you know so much about that?
Well, name a crazy conspiracy. Think of one that I probably wouldn't know about.
Oh, one that you wouldn't know about?
Yeah.
I've only recently got into it. I had my buddy Pink Chew on my stream the other day. She told me about Pizzagate. Never knew about Pizzagate.
Okay.
Pizzagate.
So if you want to talk about an iceberg,
yeah,
that's still above the water.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I know a lot of crazy, weird conspiracies.
Did you watch the 13-hour video on every single conspiracy?
No.
Okay.
I just spent 30 years looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the craziest conspiracy that you know of then?
Well, I mean, it really depends, right? I mean, like, I think that honestly, whenever I really think about flat Earth, is probably the craziest one because it's so immediately disprovable, right? So, like, because so like, for example, like people can believe crazy conspiracies that they're very disconnected from, right? It's like, oh, JFK was actually secretly done this, or, you know, they blew up the Twin Towers, the plane didn't even hit them, or something like that. But like, you can't go and prove that wrong in real time in experimentation. But you can with flat Earth, and people still believe it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's the craziest one.
I think the one that I believe in the most is probably that we never went to the moon.
You don't think we went to the moon?
No.
Why not?
I think we Among Us to them.
Okay.
I think it was a military ploy to make them think that we won and that we were technologically advanced. And so we baited them. And it was kind of like saying, oh, yeah, I saw this guy killing electrical, vote him out instead.
Do you think that Russia made it to space first?
I don't think anybody's been to space.
Okay, so you think they were lying too?
Yep.
Well, then why didn't we call them out?
Because they Among Us us.
Well, then why didn't they call us out?
Because we Among Us them.
What about like satellites and stuff?
Well, it's not. Well, it's just a fucking big robot, isn't it?
But then why couldn't a person be on the satellite?
Because we gotta fucking send a human into space. It's kind of hard, don't you think?
No.
It's easier than a satellite, probably.
No, you just fucking throw it up there. It goes into orbit and starts going around.
I mean, to be fair, that is kind of how it works.
Yeah, you just fucking throw it the fuck up there.
Well, yeah, but why couldn't you throw a person in there?
Well, because they die in space.
No, because they have like the suit on
Yeah, but
Well,
how
like,
long can a suit last
They
you?
could be inside the
for
satellite.
like a few days.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
gotta
like, they have
eat,
to
you gotta
leave.
shit, send a human up to the moon. It's just a lot of work.
What about astronaut food?
Astronaut food, you gotta make that shit. It's just there's just no reason. You know what I mean?
Well, there's probably not a real reason. Like, I feel like going to the moon would probably be really boring. I'm going to be honest. There's probably nothing to do up there. There's no internet. You can't get on the computer. You just sit around and collect rocks. Holy
That sounds
fuck.
awesome.
You know what's
And
crazy?
I would sit there for like an hour and just stare at Earth, and I'd be like, I want to go home now.
That's what people used to do. They
Yeah.
would used to just put a rocking chair on their front porch, and they would just sit on it and then just look all day, spitting their little spittoon. I feel like they knew what was going on.
The world. It's not. Was it Deliverance? They don't do that with every. That's like in West Virginia.
That's why people were crazy back then.
That's where I was born.
They were bored. Because now, when people are crazy, they don't sit on their front porch on a rocking chair and wait for someone to walk by to shoot them. Now they go on Twitter.
Yeah, or at any street light in Austin, and they say, "Give me your fucking money," because homeless people are just criminal.
Those people always ignore my car.
It's like legal robbery. Like being homeless is legal robbery.
It is? How's it legal robbery?
You just sit at a fucking stoplight.
Yeah.
Anybody who stops at a stoplight, you knock on their fucking window. You tell them to put their window down, and they say, "Give me your fucking money, or we're gonna guilt trip you." It's the worst.
I mean, most of those people are mentally ill, but do you ever see the people that like, it's a fucking operation? Like they'll bring like a child, and like
Drake.
No, but like it's like their kid, and so they'll have their kid there, like asking for money. It's like, okay, like
the same when they have a dog.
Okay.
When a homeless person has a dog, that shit drives me fucking nuts. I feel so goddamn bad for the animal. Every single homeless person I've ever seen with an animal, I've always given insane money to. I can't help it.
What are you doing giving you fucking money away to that bullshit?
I know. It's my fault, bro.
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, I don't really ever do that. I don't worry about any of that.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad experience with a homeless person. It's never been an issue for me.
Yeah.
Like, where I live, they've taken over parts of the sidewalk, and, you know, they were building, like, these encampments and everything, and it was crazy. And then apparently, I guess the city, like, kicked them all out or something like that.
I had a really, oh no moment the other day. Because I went to go get ice cream at this place called Jeremiah's. And there was this dude out there who was, like, begging for change. And saying, like, he wants to give this shit to, like, the children.
Yeah.
Right? And I just look at him and I say, "Hey, I'll be real, partner. I fucking hate children."
Yeah.
Just that way he'd leave me alone. And he says, "Wait a minute. Aren't you tech-owned?" I said, "Oh, God."
Yeah.
And at that moment, I was like, man, sure hope he don't say nothing about that. But I do that at everything. It's like the St. Jude's Hospital at Best Buy.
Yeah.
Say, "Do you want to donate $1 or $10 to help the kids?" And I'm like, "Nah, I fucking hate kids."
Yeah.
Because, like, what else are you supposed to say?
A lot of time I say yes, but then afterwards, like, I could have just done that on my own, and now it's like a tax write-off.
Yep.
You're going to write off that $1?
Well, the thing is, a lot of people give like $1.
I mean, probably not
I meant a
that many.
tax write-off for Best Buy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Whereas, like, I could have just done it myself and, like, on their website or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I still need to figure out how that works.
What?
Tax write-offs for charity? I have no idea
Well, just
how that works.
what do you mean, how does it work? You just have an accountant do it.
Okay, but let's say, for example, all right, let's say I make $1 million
Okay,
in a
that's
year.
a lot.
Okay, and I do a charity run.
Right.
Where I earn $2 million
Okay.
for charity.
How much? $3 million total.
Yep. Okay, but it's all that $2 million is going to the charity. How much money does that save me off taxes, off my $1 million?
Great question. So, it depends on where the money is going from to charity, and also if the charity paid you for the event or not, and whether the money actually goes through your personal account or not, or whether it's raised through a third party, or whether it goes to the charity itself. Also, it depends on the way that you report the money, what your initial income was before it in order to determine what tax bracket you would be in. And I think there's probably 3 or 4 other things that I don't know about, which is why I'm not a CPA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
What I would think is every $2 I make for charity, I should save $1 on my own taxes.
Okay.
I think that'd be fair.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, Jesus, I'd have to think about it.
Okay.
I think that's kind of how it works. Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Because then I give them $1, I keep $1.
Okay.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So then does that mean you don't have any money? Because like you had $2? Well, I guess no. Yeah, you keep $1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a fun question.
Oh, good.
If you guys were the president
yeah,
for a day,
I would make it illegal for any sort of radio commercial to have a car siren, like a police siren playing in the commercial. And the penalty for having it would be death.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's mine.
Yeah.
I would finally fucking ban TikTok. Like, just get it over with, man. It's been like 4 years of like
Really?
teasing it. Yes.
You gonna ban them?
Yeah, it's crazy. I started the TikTok yesterday.
Wow.
Ban it. Get it.
Just in
Get it
time to
outta
get
here.
fucking banned.
I wonder what the next
Okay,
platform is.
I'm going to call it. Good night.
It doesn't ruin the whole story if you play it. Then there's like,
because I got a message from Baby No Money.
yeah.
And well, the internet.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you mean about the joke?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, she's 11. About an ice total.
Yep. Okay. But it's all that $2 million is going to the charity.
Good night.
How